Welcome to the Centurion Hotel podcast series 2024.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
Welcome, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to introduce Mrs. Mudaliar, who's been a veteran in the hospitality industry and also the ex-principal of the Maharashtra Institute of Hotel Management. It's indeed delightful to have you here and present and give your valuable insights into the industry, which is now, overcome that tumultuous period, and we are going forward ahead and looking for your valuable insights in this series. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Welcome, madam. It's very nice of you to take time out of your busy schedule and spare your valuable time for our hospitality podcast 2024. And I look forward for next couple of minutes to have a very stimulating discussion on hospitality roadmap for 2024 with you. So let me begin with asking you, you in those days, how did you choose hospitality as a career, and how did it all begin? Can you share for our audience, please?
First of all, thank you so much, Mr. Kothari, for having me here. I'm really very happy to be with you all today. Well, to begin with, I finished my graduation in hotel management in 1984. In those days, I actually wanted to pursue medicine, but after my 12th, I realized that isn't really going to be what is my passion. And in those days, there was just 3-4 choices in the 80s to choose. Most of them either wanted to do medicine or engineering and or a management degree. So a few of us friends decided we've got to be doing something different, and we heard about the IHM Mumbai, and we were all very intrigued, and that's how I ended up there. So I'm so glad I made that choice, and I don't regret it even for a minute. I finished in 1984, and though I had job offers in Mumbai to work in hotels there, my parents wanted me back in Pune, so that's how I ended up at the Hotel Blue Diamond, where I worked for a couple of years as the restaurant head. Then, due to some medical issues where I couldn't be standing long hours, I had to take a break. And then this opportunity to teach came up to me. In those days, it used to be called the Foodcraft Institute.
Yes.
It is now known as the Maharashtra State Institute of Hotel Management. So like I told you, I switched to teaching, and I never realized how much I enjoyed being with students, and I think that is the greatest joy I have till date, is being around students, because you're just not teaching them, but you're also learning so much from them. So during the course of my career, along with teaching, of course, I even had to upgrade my qualifications. So I went on to study and did my master's and my PhD. And I even got myself a Train the Trainer certification from HCIMA London. The highlights of my college journey in the past 36 years that I taught were that I gradually then, after teaching for almost 24 years, I became the principal of the degree college, and then even additional charge of the diploma college. So I was handling dual charge of principal of both the degree and the diploma program. For me, some of the major highlights during the course of this whole career was starting off the Masters in Hotel Management and Catering Technology. We were the first in the country to start a Masters under AICTE, because this was something which was needed as a natural growth after doing a degree in hotel management for those who are academically inclined. Then another achievement that I hold close to my heart is signing of an MOU with Maharashtra Tourism Development, MTDC, where we have a 5-year MOU which we signed, where we had to do an upskilling of all the employees across all their resorts in the state. So that was something which was close to my heart. And then we also had a Center of Excellence at our institute for 2 international companies. One was Rich, which is the dairy cream company, and the other is Sodexo, which is an institutional catering company. So these were some of the things that I think were achievements that I gathered along the way, and most of all was, I think, being able to be with students and teach as well as gain knowledge along the way.
What do you think is the challenge that the education and the industry? Do you think there is a gap in the skill set achieved and what is desired by the industry? And what's your two-liner wisdom to bridge this gap?
Um, this will never, this kind of, I would call it a blame game, will always continue, where there's going to be a gap between the industry and the students. This is also because we probably don't have as much of a dynamic interaction with the industry as we would love to have. We do get the industry to the colleges when we call for guest lectures or for syllabus setting or for exams and practicals, but I think the interaction has got to be a lot more than this. We need to have faculty who need to be regularly upgrading themselves. We need to have industry coming more often to us and supporting all our endeavors in college. And syllabus, of course, has to be kept on changing to meet with the ever changing demands, and we all know how much the industry has changed post COVID especially.
Yes.
And we need to be making sure that all these changes, especially technology, use of technology and understanding that use of technology, needs to be also carried forward to the students.
Right.
And even the syllabus, I feel, should now be in a larger domain. It's no longer hotel management, because I'm sure you all agree that our students today have opportunities beyond hotels as well. And there's a huge scope for our students because of the skill set that they gather over the 3 years that they are with us, 3 to 4 years. So I think our syllabus should now include other areas where our students are definitely going to be able to get more opportunities, whether it's facility management, whether it is clubs and malls and multiplexes. So I think all this needs to be
primarily retail. You brought up a very good point. What do you think the world has changed post-COVID? Everything has changed. So what do you think in our domain, like the way we function post-COVID, how does it, has it changed, and what's your advice to gear up for people who want to gear up and come to the industry, or who are existing and who should go on a fast-track career path? What's your advice to them to get there or gear up and face the revised world, or more challenging world, I would say?
If you ask me, I think there is no other career that can be better than hospitality. It is one of the finest places to be in. So unfortunately, after COVID, we did get a beating because of the feedback across everywhere that hotels are shutting down and people are losing jobs. In fact, for a couple of years, our admissions didn't do too well either. There weren't enough takers because students were wary of the program and the opportunities that it would offer. But it's definitely looking up again, and we can all see how we've bounced back. And there is going to be a huge scope for hospitality and tourism. So students who like this kind of a job, there is no dearth of jobs that would be available, and the chances of growing are immense. However, one piece of advice would be that nothing comes easy. There's no shortcut to this. And I think today's students, compared to us or earlier, are a lot more aware. The exposure is much more, the information available is much more. So they are able to, they're spoiled for choices. And I think patience is what they need to ensure that they can grow, and there is a lot of success here. So I would definitely advise people who are interested in this kind of a job profile to choose hospitality. There's nothing like this. Every day is a new day.
I'm sure that's a great piece of advice, much more value-added advice for all of you, all our viewers who are expecting to make a career or who are already there in the hospitality sphere. What do you think is the fast track roadmap to grow into with today's? What would be your advice to revise a skill set, or to groom individually to face challenges in the hospitality?
Yeah, my suggestion would be for students to take up as many opportunities that they could get to intern in the industry. Of course, there is a mandatory 16 weeks during the course of the curriculum, but if one gets a chance to work, whether it's a small cafe or a restaurant or a bar or a hotel, the more that they are in the business, they would be able to understand and pick up the skill set even better. So I would think that would be an advantage for those who would like to grow.
Yeah. What do you feel will the next 3 years for hospitality will look like? Next 3 years down the line, what do you think are the opportunities in which areas and which particularly which areas the advice the opportunities will come, and how do you see the canvas for next 3 years for the industry to look?
I think it's there for all to see that the industry is definitely growing leaps and bounds, and it's not just, there's a glamour about being attached to the 5-star properties, but I think there is opportunities even beyond hotels. So the growth is immense and opportunities are plenty. One has to just, one should stick to this line if, as I said earlier, also interested in hospitality. And as I said, cruise lines, hotels, airlines, restaurants, malls, facility. So the opportunities are beyond what one would think as being only in the hotel domain.
Great. Thank you, Mrs. Mudliar. It was pleasure talking to you, and really we are thankful that you spared your valuable thoughts for our viewers, and I'm really grateful to you for sparing your valuable time and a piece of advice.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Mr.